Jared Polinfronos, Photo.com, and it's time for the top 5 photos from July 23rd and 24th, and this week is brought to you by AdoramaPix.com. It's where I get all those cool hardback books made, as well as some prints. It was cool. If you follow them on Twitter, they put out a thing like last week where they were doing $8.99 for 8x8 hardback books. That's pretty insane. That's a great price and a good way to get some portfolios to take around. So keep an eye out on their Facebook page, on their Twitter feed. Yeah, they run deals all the time, and I see deals for prints that are like half off prints, but that's cool. So let's get into the top 5. Well, before we get into the top 5, and there's actual, I picked 8 photos, but being that I want to keep and stick to the top 5 and not go breaking my own rules, I have 3 honorable mentions, so I had to go through and do that. But let's go to last week's and tell you who won. Number 2 won. So number 2, Shuza Handle 0823, congratulations. You won some free prints from AdoramaPix.com, and the random winner from the comments, and it's from all the comments, so it's not just from people who voted for number 2, it's from all of them, was, I wrote this down, Ryan McNally. He's from Canada. Congratulations, Ryan. You won some prints as well for voting. It was a close vote. I believe this had like 97. Actually, why don't we just scroll down? There was 92 votes for number 2. There were 75 for number 1 and 71 for number 5. So it was very, very close. Thank you guys for voting. But let's get into the top 5 here. So this first image that I picked, the theme from the weekend was random street portraits, and there were a ton of great ones. Even a guy who stood on the Santa Monica Pier, I believe he said, and took over 100 portraits of random people, which I want to talk to him and do a separate video of just those 100 photos, even if it's not the 100, but I want to talk to him about how he did it, how people responded, if it was all favorable, if it wasn't favorable. That's for another video. I can't wait to do that. But here's the first one. This was from Norway. This was the day after the bombing over there, and murders and all that stuff. And, you know, not a great situation, so I hope everybody sends over some good thoughts even after the fact. Yeah, it's not good for any of this to happen. But this is a random street portrait in my mind. A very candid moment. You can see how young the soldier is. You can see the gun. I would assume that's a gun in his hands. Down here, you can see the flag right here. He's just in his army fatigues. He's blocking off a street where people can't go. And you know what? He's not looking at the photographer, which I find to be pretty strong unto itself. So, you know, that's the first one that I picked. Or it's not the first one I picked. It's just one of the top 5. So they're in no particular order. And then I came to this image, and it's a horse. Yes. Hello, Wilbur. But you know what? It's interesting. It's all in the eyes. It's in the lighting, the shape of the face, and the eyes. This thing actually said something to me. And no, it didn't talk and say, you know, Mr. Ed and all that good stuff. But the light on its face really, you know, and look at the hair. It kind of has one of those emo haircuts. It flops over now that I see that. It's like, hello, I have an emo haircut. It goes like this. But no, I like this photo. It said something to me because there were the eyes. It's in the eyes and it's in the lighting. It actually gave dimension to the animal. And like I said, I think it was 2 weeks ago, animals don't always, you know, show emotion in photos, or you don't always capture it. But here it did. So J369C, I like this shot. Especially with the horse in the background. The horse, of course, that's out of focus. So I like that. Let's get to the third one. Mitzi. Maybe a little yellow or green, but we're not critiquing that part. So we have a little kid. I guess it's her son playing with Legos, because who doesn't like Legos? Everybody. You know what? What's this guy, like the ringleader? And then he's like the king. And then here's the court, because they're all like saluting. They're like, hello, king. You are the greatest, with your top hat on. But I like it because the kid's not even looking at the mother. He's paying attention to what is going on. You know, he's playing. I love candid photos. So that is what this is. I really like this shot, and that's number 3. So cool capture. Number 4, I debated because, you know, even though we have a theme, it doesn't mean that you have to follow it, and it doesn't mean that I have to pick 5 from that theme. I thought that this was a tremendous photo from an air show, and I think this was in Canada. Spectre 88. I hope 88 isn't your birth year. I hope it's for Eric Lindros. Not Patrick Kane. I do not like Patrick Kane. He and chewing on his mouthpiece, for those of you who like hockey. No Patrick Kane. I don't like him. But I love this photo. I love the fact that the smoke, it's going up, and then they round the corner, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes, and they are damn close to each other. That's really close. Love the color. Love the texture. Love the smoke from the plane just billowing out in the sky, and I love that it's a vertical. Very well done. And you guys see what's going on with these comments? I'm not just saying I like it, or I don't like it, or I like it because it's cool. Again, I want everybody to try to get into the habit of saying, if you like it, why do you like it? If you don't like it, what are the things that could make it better? So let's all get into this new style of critiquing that goes beyond the social aspect of it. I'm going to put together a rant, and I'm just going to go into the whole thing of what I'm looking for the whole world to do when they're commenting on photos. So great job on that photo. And number 5 is just freaky. Gio, G-I-O. Sent this in. He said it was a random street portrait. It's just going around the streets. I don't remember what city, but this is just insane to me. So you got this kid sitting on the other kid, obviously. This kid's probably, 6, 7 years old? Holding something up to his head, pointing a gun. He's saying, I will kill you. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. This could be seen many, many different ways, and that's what's amazing about images that are frozen in time. The kid could just be playing, he could be, really, really excited, happy. But what's coming across here, at least to me, is that, listen, I will sit on your head and then probably kill you if I really, really want to. But it could be totally different. It could be like the bottom kid's laughing and they just fell over and that's what happened. Or he could be really sitting on the kid and going, I'm going to kill you one day, and pointing the gun. This is a strong, emotional picture. It brings emotion out, just like number 1. It's very, very interesting. I'd love to hear a story, Gio, about this. So why don't you send me an email if you can, and you see this, send me an email. I'd love to hear what this photo is all about. Now let's get to the honorable mention. There were just some extra ones that I wanted to point out. This guy did a bunch of shots in wherever this is. I'm not going to just pick a country. It's probably India. And this guy was blowing bubbles. Very cool, very interesting shot. Would like to see it in color. I noticed that on some of his photos, that there was a lot of fill light used. So here's that corrective criticism thing. I think less fill light, or if you're going to do fill light, you put in some extra black levels. Or I forgot to turn off my Twitter feed. I'm going to do that now. So you put in the black levels because the fill light made it look like you were using too much fill light. So I would try to cut back on that. But I like the shots. I liked what you posted up there. So that's why it's in the honorable mention side. Statukuyu went to a LAN party. This is insane. This looks like a couple thousand people that bring their computers. Like this shot. Like the colors. I like the fact that you get, all these people sitting in front of their screens. That is really cool. That's what I liked about this shot. Such a huge shot. It's great that I believe that it doesn't look like it's with a fisheye. It just looks like that's how everything was set up. But I like the creative crop because in this case, the ceiling wouldn't have worked as well, probably. But I really like it. And I think dark scene, but you get the red ropes running this way. You get everybody's lights on in their computers. Awesome. Really, really into it. Just didn't think that it was as strong to be in the top 5, but definitely worth it in the honorable mention. And this last one by Johnson 094. I picked this because it captured a cool moment. Shooting of the paintball. Not the easiest thing to capture. I know that from shooting sports. And, of course, when you're shooting paintball, you're in the fray. You're going to get hit with paint, too. It's tough to want to put your camera out in that situation. But capturing a ball out like this, I don't know if it was rapid fire, but nonetheless, capturing that was really cool. Great job. Great top 5. Great honorable mentions. And now it's time for the new theme. So the new theme is... Somebody posted this on Facebook. I liked it a lot. I actually had some other themes, but I think this one was better than what I was thinking. Landmarks. I want to see your landmarks, where you're at in the world. Let's see the landmarks, the famous historic places. Like if I was to shoot around here, like if I was to go to Philly, I could shoot the Lady Bell, the Liberty Bell. I could go to Betsy Ross's house. I could go to Ben Franklin's house. I could shoot I could go to where the Constitution was signed. Sorry, the Declaration of Independence was signed. I don't know if the Constitution was signed there. I don't know. But the Declaration of Independence was signed. You know, the capital was Philadelphia. So there's so much historical stuff here in Philly that I could go photograph. I want to see what's historical where you're at in the world and give some feedback. Like underneath the photo, say the historical thing that happened there or why it's historic. So do that. If you're in Germany and you're somewhere near like Auschwitz or any one of those concentration camps, if somebody wants to go out there and shoot that, you know, photograph those photos, I mean, they just bring straight emotion to a lot of people. But if anybody's out there in Germany and wants to do that, I would like to see those shots, especially if you're out there, because I'd like to get there one day. But I think this is a cool way to see what historic things happened where people are around the world. I'm going to love this. I think this is going to be a great theme. That was a great idea that somebody posted on Facebook, so thank you for doing that. Would love to see the landmarks. And secondly, if you're shooting landmarks, definitely shoot the landmark by itself, but I want to see some I Shoot Raw stuff out at landmarks, some Fronos photo and I Shoot Raw stuff out there. So definitely do that and leave information in the forum on the landmarks, where they are, what they are. Definitely tell us the location. So that's about it. Great job. Please vote for the top 5. Not only will the winner receive some free stuff from Adorama Picks, but somebody who votes will be selected randomly to win some prints from Adorama Picks as well. Great job this week. Look forward to next week. See you all there. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya. Jared Polin. And this is Mr. Miyagi.